and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would do a little update type of video, and also a get ready with me video kind of merged into one, because it's been 4 months since I last posted on YouTube, and I didn't mean for the gap to be that long, but yeah. So the last thing I posted was a random just a day in the life video, and then the post before that I think was another like life update type of video, and then before that it was when I went to Disney in January. So yeah, I haven't really posted much, so I thought I would do kind of a chatty get ready with me thing to catch you all up, because it is now July and I haven't posted since about February or March. So to begin with, in the get ready with me, the only things I have done today is get dressed, and I have brushed my hair through, and I also used, when I was doing my hair, I used a bit of this dry shampoo, which I got in one of my, either in one of my glossy boxes. I did a couple of unboxings on this channel, or I got it in my glossy box advent calendar, so I did updates on that on my Vlogmas videos. And I normally use the Batiste dry shampoo, but I couldn't find mine. I don't know if I even have it anymore. I might need to buy a new one. I could only find this one, so I used this one, but it seemed to work okay. So in terms of my first part of my update, so when I last posted, I had just started my second semester of my first year of my degree, and I think I informed you that I would drop in my 2 double modules and just carrying on with the 2 single modules from semester 2. And my update on that front is that I did eventually end up dropping another one of my single modules. So in my second semester I only completed one module, which I passed, which is good, and I passed the 2 single modules from my first semester as well. In fact, I averaged a B grade across the whole year. And so from September I will be doing my 2 double modules again, and then the second single module from the second semester that I didn't complete from January. So I will complete 3 modules next year, and then that will make it so that I completed my first year of my degree. And then hopefully from next September, so September 2024, I will then be in my second year of my degree. Okay, the first thing I do in like my makeup skincare routine, this is just like my everyday-ish kind of one, is I rinse my face with some micellar water. So this is just the Garnier, just normal micellar water. I just put it in a smaller bottle because at the moment I've got all of my stuff in a travel case, because I'm going away in a few days, so I've just moved everything into there already. And the bottle of micellar water I had was huge, so I just put a bit into this bottle, and it's got one of these pressy dispenser things, which I quite like. That was one of the reasons I actually moved it into here. I quite like these dispensers. So yeah, this is the first thing I do, just to get rid of any dirt, excess makeup that might be on my face, just like set a nice clean like canvas really. I forgot to put my little band on. And today the next thing I'm going to use is the Glossier solution, which is a bit of like a toner. It kind of, this is the wrong word, but it kind of strips your skin a bit, and it's meant to be good for spots and just clearing your skin in general. And yeah, it does dry your skin out a bit though, so you should always moisturise afterwards. And yeah, so this is what I'm going to do next. And then back on the update front, the things that led me to drop one of my modules in the second semester is that I started to struggle a bit with my, well, I already was struggling, but I started to struggle a bit more with my mental health and stuff, and I actually got re-referred back to the eating disorder team in Oxford, and so I'm now under them. And at the moment we started kind of doing a body image type therapy, but I'm not really sure how well it's going at the moment. It's a bit up and down, and but they haven't done much regarding anything with food or meal plans really, because I've got some underlying gastro issues as well, and they don't really want to play around with things too much and make that worse, because I've also been referred back to the gastro team, but I haven't heard anything from them yet. But I think the ED team want me to work with a dietitian or something under that service first before they do anything. I'm still having physical obs with the ED team and they're okay, and yeah, I see my therapist once a week at the moment, so yeah, that's what's going on there. Yeah, the next thing I do in my skincare is I'm going to use this simple booster serum. This is the vitamin B3 niacinamide serum. There's like 3 different ones in this range. This is the one that comes in the pink packaging. There's one that comes in a green one and one that comes in an orange one as well, and they all have slightly different things, but this is the one I decided to try first. Because of getting referred back to the ED team, mainly like kind of by the uni and my GP, I ended up going through a fitness to study procedure as well, which is when I actually dropped my one of my modules. But luckily they allowed me to stay at uni, which is good. But yeah, I dropped down to just one module and I completed that module, and as I said, I'll be doing the rest next year. I think I've got to have a meeting with the uni just before I go back in September, just to like check in and make sure I'm still meeting like the conditions of my fitness to study, and that it's still okay for me to start back in September. And if I'm still under the ED team, then it should be fine, I think. So yeah, I haven't really heard anything about that yet because the term has barely ended yet, and I'm not going back until September. So yeah, the next thing I'm going to do on my face is I'm going to use this Boots SPF. It's got vitamin C in it, this one. It's basically a little bit like a sun cream just for your face. I normally use the Glossier Invisible Shield as like an SPF, but it's only SPF 30 or 20, I think. I think it's 30, and this is SPF 50, and I started using this a couple of weeks ago when it was really hot, and I burn quite easily. I have quite sensitive skin, so I like to use like quite a high SPF, so I got one with a higher SPF so that I felt more protected, because yeah, I'm prone to burning, and I think this has been working well so far. Like I said, it's got vitamin C in it as well, which is good for your skin, and I haven't had any problem with it. So another uni / life update kind of thing is that I do already know where I'm going to be living next year in halls. I moved out of my halls for this year at the end of June, just a couple of weeks before my contract ended. I think I was the first person in my flat to move out, but I didn't have any exams because the module that I chose to continue was a non-examined unit, and it was also a pass-fail unit as well, which meant that yeah, I just had to pass it in order to be able to continue, rather than it wasn't like split into percentages or grades or anything. It was literally just pass or fail. And next year I'm moving into a flat much closer to uni. It's in University Halls still, just across the road from the main campus, and I'm moving in with I think 3 other people that I know from a autism group I go to at uni. So we're all autistic, and we all had like some up and down issues in our halls this year. So they're one of the like teachers, I suppose, that run the autism group arranged for us to move into a nice quiet flat next year in halls. Yeah, my room's already been confirmed and everything, which is good because I was one of the last people to be assigned my room this year. So it's good that I already know where I'm going to be living and what it's like. Back to skincare. The last like skincare type thing I'm doing before I start doing makeup is this e.l.f. poreless primer. I actually only bought this the other day, but I've used it before and I think it's really nice. It makes my skin feel nice and soft and like good base for makeup. It kind of just like, I don't know, sets the scene. It's probably the wrong expression, but hopefully you know what I mean. The only thing with this flat that I'm moving into in September is that it is an accessible flat, but I'm not in the accessible room like I was this year because one of my flatmates has an assistant dog, an autism assistant dog, and anyone who has like an assistant dog or anything has to go in the accessible room in the flat, like the bigger room, regardless of whether like they physically need it or not, because of the dog needing like more space and stuff. So I'm in a standard room, but they are going to be adapting my bathroom for me because sometimes I have people come help me wash my hair and stuff, so I need a shower head that detaches from the wall so you can use it like this, and because all the ones in the flat are built into the wall, you can't move them, but they're going to be adapting my bathroom so that I have a removable shower head, because that was the main stipulation I kind of had with like, because the accessible rooms come with detachable shower heads. I mean, I am an ambulatory wheelchair user as well, but I wouldn't generally use my wheelchair in my room, so I'm not too fussed about not being in a bigger room. And the kitchen will be accessible anyway because the whole flat shares a kitchen, so it has to be an accessible kitchen, so it's all fine. For the start of my makeup, I'm doing a little hack thing that I saw a few weeks ago on TikTok. So I've got this moisturiser, which is the L'Oreal Revitalift Filler, and I've got my liquid foundation, which is the Revolution IRL filter, and I've got the colour F2, quite a pale colour. And basically what I'm going to do is put a little squirt of foundation on there, and then a bit of moisturiser, and then mix it together, and then you kind of have this like nice kind of tinted moisturiser. You can also use bronzing or tanning drops or concealer, like with this like little method as well. But my foundation has a pump, my concealer doesn't, and so I just thought it was easier to do with my foundation, and I think it works quite well. Next, I'm going in with a little bit of concealer. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define in the shade C2, and I'm just gonna lightly put it in some of the areas that need concealing. I'm using a mirror here. This mirror is it lights up. It is from Primark, and I think I have shared it in a video before. You can also get a similar one in Boots. The number 7 range has one. In terms of general life updates, so on today is Monday, and the 3rd of July, and on Thursday I'm going to Scotland. We're going to Edinburgh for a day or so, and then we're going to go and see my aunt who lives in Scotland. She lives a couple of hours kind of to the west of Glasgow, and we will be driving, so we'll have our car and it's going to be a long drive. But I have things that will keep me entertained along the way. We've done it before. We have never driven to Edinburgh, but we've driven to Scotland before. And I'm hoping to do maybe a day in my life type thing on TikTok. I do post on TikTok occasionally if you're into like videos and stuff. I post more TikToks than I do YouTube videos at the moment. Yeah, so that is happening this week. And the next thing I'm doing on my face is I'm using this Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Razor Concealer. Not because I think I need anti-aging, but I'm using this in a quite a dark colour. It's in colour 145, and I'm using it as a liquid contour. Just like, you'll notice I haven't blended the contour yet, and that is because I'm going to put some highlights on first and then blend them together. So this is the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in C0.5, and I'm going to put these on the bits of my face that the light hits. This is a great look. And then in August, at the beginning of August, I'm going to see Heathers at the theatre. It's like the one that was on the West End that is now touring. It we're going to the local theatre where my dad works, and so I'm going to see that at the beginning of August. And as I just mentioned, my dad is working on it, so when it finishes we are going to Dorset for a few days, because my mum's side of the family of like, they're renting like a cottage, and yeah, we're all gonna go down there. We're actually going a couple of days later though, because we need to wait for my dad to finish working on Heather's before we can go down there. But yeah, so like another mini holiday in August. And I haven't booked this in yet, but I have spoken to my friend about it. In a couple of weeks, so near the end of July, I might be going up to Liverpool to see my friend, because she is doing her uni postgrad up there, and she doesn't finish her postgrad until August, I don't think, or near like September kind of time. So she's still up there and she's still in her halls and stuff. And I did go up there a few months ago. I went in March, I think. But yeah, I should be going up there again in a couple of weeks. It'll be just after her birthday, and I think I'm going to be staying for a couple of nights instead of just one, because it's from here it's quite far to travel, because I'm right down by the south coast. When I travelled there before, I went from Oxford, so it wasn't as far, but yeah, it's quite far for me to go, so should be going for a couple of days to see my friend. But yeah, I haven't booked any train tickets or anything like that yet. At least I don't have to think about accommodation, because I'll just be staying with her. And yeah, so if I go there, that should be good as well. Now on my face, I'm just going to do a little bit of powder bronzer, kind of where I put the contour, just to like highlight it a bit more. Well, not highlight, but like define it is probably the better word, just to give my face a bit of colour and a bit of structure almost. In terms of anything else going on in my general life, so like Sprinkles with Ella as a concept, and my Instagram page, which was like the first remnants of Sprinkles with Ella, turned 2 years old on the 10th of July, and I've done a little photo shoot with a 2 balloon, so I'll be posting a little anniversary post on that day. So that's kind of cool and exciting. And yeah, I am using this Too Faced highlighter, by the way. I think it's called Diamond, like Diamond Fire, like Diamond Bright highlighter or something like that. I got it in Boots a while ago, but I like how bright it is. I like a good highlighter. Now I'm going to do some blush. So I've got this e.l.f. monochromatic multi-stick in Dazzling Peony, and I'm just going to use it as a blush, and then it also doubles up as a lip colour as well. So I'm going to go over my lips, but I'm just going to use a little bit of the lip balm first because they're a bit dry. So I'm using the Glossier mintbalm.com, and then yeah, this is the e.l.f. stick. Blending the blush in. I too at this point sometimes use this to do some faux freckles, or just to add to my natural ones, but I'm not going to do that today. But I do normally use this freckle pen, which is the Misguided Beauty Frex Appeal freckle pen in the shade Original Frex, and it is what it looks like. I'm sure you've seen me use it before, but I'm not going to use it today. So moving on to the next thing. So the next thing I'm using is this glossier boy brow in the shade Blonde, which you would think is quite light, but it's actually more of like a brown colour, and I think it's a good shade for me because my natural hair colour is like dark blonde. I just go over my brows a bit with that and I kind of flatten them out, and then I use this, which looks random, but this is a mascara brush out of an old mascara that I washed it. It's actually from the Maybelline Lash Sensational one. It's a bit of a odd shape, but then I just use it to like lightly brush my brows just to make them a bit neater. And then I also use this on my eyelashes as well when I'm doing mascara, just to try and get any clumps out of my mascara, so you will see that in a minute. Again, in terms of my personal life, I've been trying to really work on my like Instagram and my like Pinterest kind of accounts, but honestly on Instagram I'm not getting very far. I'm posting quite regularly and I'm trying to engage with like other accounts and stuff, but I know it doesn't really matter, but like my follower count just won't go, like it just kind of stuck at like 750 something, and I really want to make it to 1,000 because I had one of my my older Instagram account and it reached 1,000 followers and it was like cool and it just felt really good. And I know it doesn't really matter, but I just want to get there again because I don't know, it excites me. And yeah, so the link to my Instagram is in the description if you don't follow it already. And yeah, now I'm going to use this eyelash curler. I think it's from the Body Shop, but you can get them pretty much anywhere that sells like cosmetics. At the moment I am like struggling a bit like mentally and stuff, but I don't really like to talk about it too much on my Sprinkles of Ella Instagram account because I don't want that account to become completely like mental health focused. I've got like another like smaller account that is just like an everyday kind of spammy kind of account where I talk about that more, so I'd rather just keep it on like that account rather than like my Sprinkles of Ella account, because otherwise I just end up getting like loads of questions or like hate about me and it, and I don't know, I feel like if you mention like too much that you have like an eating disorder, then that's what everyone focuses on. Like every time I post a picture of myself I almost always get a message like stop body checking, like even though it's I'm not body checking, it's literally just like a picture of me or my outfit or whatever. And then even like the other day I just had people like a couple of accounts just trying to like purposely trigger me and be like, you're bariatric and none of those clothes are going to fit you because you're too bariatric. And for those who don't know what bariatric means, it's someone, like a bariatric patient would refer to a patient that has a BMI of over 30 or is very severely overweight. So yeah. And it's quite hard to ignore those kind of comments sometimes, especially like with an eating disorder, because yeah, it kind of fixes on it. and it kind of goes, well, oh yeah, that's true, when it might not be. So I am doing mascara next, and this is the Maybelline Sky High mascara, which I really like. It's really good. I also got the waterproof version, which I normally use, or I've used for like the longest time. I only bought this the other day, which is the normal version, just because I wanted to see what the difference was in like the formula, and I feel like it's a bit wetter than the than the waterproof one, so I just have to be a little bit more careful when I put it on. But yeah, I like it as well, so I'm going to use the normal one today. And like I said a minute ago, I'm now just going to quickly use this dry mascara brush just to neaten it up a little. Also, I completely forgot to do this a minute ago, so this is a bit risky because I've just put non-waterproof mascara on, but I always use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, so I'm just going to really carefully try and spray some of this, and hopefully it won't mess up my mascara too much. This is the travel version of the All Nighter Setting Spray, because as I mentioned, I've got all my stuff in a little travel thing. I do have a big version as well, because this one is like pretty much almost run out. I've had it for ages. But yeah, I like it. It's good. Now the last thing-ish on my face that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Revolution Pro Eternal Rose Lip Oil, and I really wanted to try the Dior, whatever it's called, lip oil, but it's kind of expensive and I don't have the funds at the moment, so I got this one for £7 in Superdrug, in the shade Rosy, and I think it looks very similar to the other one, the name I can't pronounce. I do want to try the other one. I still will try it at some point. It's just like 20 something pounds, so I just need to wait until I have that kind of money. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this. Now to kind of round off my routine, I'm gonna use some of the Glossier hand cream. I've also got nail varnish on my hand at the moment, but I think I'm gonna take that off a bit later, because when I go away I've got some false nails that I want to use, so they're also purple, but yeah. This is the scent of this is the same as Glossier's perfume, the Glossier You, which I think is a really nice perfume. I've got it, but it's not the one I'm going to use today, but I do have it and I think it's really nice. I think they've just brought out, or they brought out not so long ago, a rollable version of it. I might get that at some point, because they're really useful for like putting in your bag. Because the perfume I'm going to use is this one. It's Daisy by Marc. It's just the original one. I know there's lots of variations of the Daisy, because I also want to try or get at some point the Daisy Oh So Fresh one, because I tried it in the shop and I really liked it, but I can only get this one at the time, which is really nice because I do really like this one as well. But yeah, in terms of my hair, I might just quickly tie up the top bit just to make it a bit neater. This took ages to get like semi-even. So I did ask on Instagram if anyone had any questions that they wanted me to answer in the video, and I did get a couple, so I'm just going to quickly answer them. So the first question is, what are your favourite flowers? And the answer to that is, I like daisies, and I like tulips and peonies. Yeah, I think those are my main kind of favourites that I just think, yeah, they're nice. I think roses smell nice sometimes. Sometimes it can be a bit overpowering, but sometimes roses have a really nice scent. I've got some rose water like spray somewhere and it smells nice. And the next question is, what do you find most difficult to cope with? And I think at the moment it's all like my ED kind of thoughts, and just trying to keep myself busy, but also like I'm not at uni at the moment, obviously I'm on a summer break, but I really want to look at some uni work like over the break, but I'm finding it really hard to find, not necessarily the motivation, but just doing it. Like I haven't done anything yet, and it's not that like I don't want to, I just, yeah, it's like an energy and stuff. And then the next question is, how do you keep on top of workload? I don't have any workload at the moment, but when I do, I tend to just try and keep somewhere a clear plan of like all like the due dates for everything, so that when I'm prioritising my work, I'm kind of prioritising the thing that's due soonest, or sometimes I can prioritise by what's like the biggest thing. Like if I've got like a big like project to do, or and the other things are just like little quizzes, then like I might get the little quizzes out of the way and then do the big project, or depending on due dates I might focus on like the big project and then just do the little quizzes just before I do in. I am lucky enough that I get a 2-week extension on my deadlines. If you think that you might be eligible for some kind of help or extensions with your deadlines, then I'd speak to your like study support, disability support, student support, whatever you have at your school or uni or whatever, because they can really help you. I've got like several exam concessions as well. Some are from as far back as like GCSE or even before, and some are more recent editions. So yeah, and if you're a university student, definitely apply for DSA. You won't get any money, but you will get equipment if you need it, software if you need it, mentors, like they'll look at your exam concessions and any other like support needs, so I would recommend that. And the last question is, do you have a favourite stuffed animal that you use for comfort? I have several that I find like that I would like reach for first, but this one is probably the one that's been through the most. Like it's been through many crises, been on many A&E visit. This is Odell, medium, I think, Jellycat, medium or large, I'm not really sure. I want to say medium, but yeah, he has been through a lot. So before we finish, I'll just show you my look in slightly better lighting. So yeah, that was my update kind of get ready with me video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time on this channel. Bye.